Tonight, look up. That pale, glowing sphere hanging in the darkness, you've seen it your entire life. Your parents saw it. Your ancestors built calendars around it. Civilizations worshipped it. Poets lost their minds over it. Now imagine, it's gone. Not eclipsed. Not hidden behind clouds. Gone. Vanished from the sky, as if it never existed. What happens in the next 60 seconds? What happens in the next 60 days? And what happens to every living thing on this planet, including you, in the years that follow? The answer isn't just shocking, it's terrifying. For 4.5 billion years, the Moon has been Earth's silent guardian, its loyal companion. It was born from a catastrophic collision when a Mars-sized planet slammed into early Earth, blasting debris into orbit. The Moon is, in every scientific sense, a piece of us. It sits about 384,000 kilometers away, close enough to pull our oceans, far enough to feel mysterious. But here's what most people never think about. The Moon isn't just beautiful, it is essential. Every single system on this planet, weather, biology, gravity, time itself, has been quietly shaped by that rock in the sky for billions of years. So when it disappears, everything breaks. The moment the Moon vanishes, most people won't even notice. It's nighttime somewhere, others are asleep, a few stargazers look up and freeze. But deep beneath the world's oceans, something already feels wrong. The tides, which are caused almost entirely by the Moon's gravitational pull, begin to collapse. Not slowly, but within hours. Right now, the Moon controls roughly 75% of Earth's tidal force. Without it, tides shrink to less than a third of their current power, sending coastal ecosystems into immediate shock. Tidal pools, the shallow zones where thousands of species breed, feed, and survive, stabilize into permanent stillness. No rhythm, no pulse, no cycle. Hundreds of species evolutionarily wired to the tidal clock, crabs, barnacles, sea anemones, salmon, lose everything overnight. But the tides are just the beginning. Because what happens to Earth's spin is where this story becomes something else entirely. Earth spins at a 23.5-degree tilt. That tilt is what gives us our seasons. Summer, winter, the rhythm of life itself. The Moon acts as a gravitational anchor, stabilizing the tilt over millions of years. Without it, that angle becomes unstable. Over decades and then centuries, Earth's axial tilt begins to wander, anywhere from 0 degrees to a staggering 85 degrees. At 0 degrees, there are no seasons, ever. The equator bakes constantly, the poles freeze permanently, and agriculture as we know it is gone. At 85 degrees, the planet lies essentially on its side. The North Pole would face the sun for half the year, melting permafrost on a massive scale, then plunge into darkness for months. We need only look at Mars, which has no large moon and wobbles between 15 and 35 degrees, to understand that we are looking at Mars's future as our own possible story. And then there's the darkness. Without moonlight, which for most of human history before electricity was the only light after sunset, nights become not just darker, but absolute. This would throw nocturnal predators, animal migration, and even human sleep cycles into biological chaos. Studies show our melatonin production shifts measurably across the lunar cycle. Without the Moon, our circadian biology would need to relearn itself from scratch, something that took millions of years of evolution, gone in one night. And then there is time itself. Right now, Earth's rotation is slowing down, and it's the Moon's fault. Tidal friction, the gravitational drag of the Moon pulling on our oceans, acts like a brake on Earth's spin. 4 billion years ago, Earth's day was only 6 hours long before the Moon slowed us down to 24. Without the Moon, that braking force vanishes. Over millions of years, Earth would gradually accelerate back. Winds would reach catastrophic, permanent speeds exceeding 300 kilometers per hour. The Coriolis effect would intensify so dramatically that climate models would look less like our world and more like Jupiter, with permanent, violent storm bands encircling the globe. Back in the ocean, tidal mixing, the invisible process that brings cold, nutrient-rich water from the deep up to the surface, collapses entirely. The ocean stratifies into permanent layers that stop mixing. Phytoplankton, the microscopic organisms that produce 50% of Earth's oxygen, would crash in population. That means half of the air you are breathing right now is produced by organisms tied, indirectly, to the Moon. With that, the ocean food chain collapses from the bottom up. Krill, small fish, larger fish, marine mammals. Oceans that took 500 million years to build their ecosystems would begin a decline that may take millions of years to recover, if they ever do. And yet, the strangest consequence of losing the moon is one almost nobody talks about. Some of the world's leading astrobiologists believe that life on Earth, your very existence, may only be possible because the moon existed. Early Earth's enormous, powerful tides created tidal pools that flooded and dried repeatedly, twice a day. This concentrated organic chemicals and created the perfect environment for amino acids, the building blocks of life, to form and bond. This means without the moon's tidal engine, those pools may never have formed. Life may never have begun. And you may never have happened. The moon didn't just witness the story of life on Earth. It may have written the first chapter. And if it vanished and we somehow survived, we would be a species living on a planet slowly, inevitably becoming unrecognizable. Watching the seasons blur, the nights darken, the storms intensify, grieving something we never truly understood until it was gone. Tonight, billions of people will go to sleep without a single thought about the moon. They'll pull their curtains, check their phones, and fall asleep to the sound of waves that exist because of a rock thousands of kilometers away. And they'll wake up tomorrow, and the seasons will be where they're supposed to be. The tides will come in, the tides will go out. Salmon will swim upstream, coral will feed, and a child on a beach somewhere will look up at the night sky and see it. Round, silver, constant. We call it many things: Luna, Chandra, Selene, Kamar. But its real name, the name science gives it, is simply the moon. Not a moon, the moon. Because for Earth, for us, there is only one. And in its quiet silver light, in the pull of every tide, in the anchor of every season, in the sleep of every living creature that has ever looked up at the night sky, it has been holding us all along. Silently, faithfully, for 4.5 billion years. The universe is 13.8 billion years old, and in all that time, across hundreds of billions of galaxies, we know of only one planet that has life. And that planet has a moon. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe, the moon is the reason the question can even be asked. So if this story made you look up tonight, share it with someone who's never thought about what the moon really means. And the next time you see it rising, remember what it's carrying. Thanks for watching.